Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, playing some more Scrap Mechanic. Today we're going to be looking at a viewer creation. Now, I know you guys have been sending me in tons of these viewer creations. I'm just slowly getting around to looking at them, and I figured I'd go ahead and throw in a bonus Scrap Mechanic episode this week. So this one caught my eye in particular. This is made by Dylan. Now, Dylan does not have a channel, so I will link a download for these in the description below, so if you'd like to check these out. He sent me two really cool vehicles. Now on the right you have an APC, and on the left here there's a scout truck. Now these things are actually really unique. I love the way he did the suspension on these. Kind of not really like anything I've ever seen before. Now on this one you've got no suspension pieces. It's all on bearings and they rock back and forth. Now that's kind of like the land battleship that I looked at a couple weeks ago, but this one actually has an axle that goes across, and it all just kind of works together. It's a maze of pipes, and this thing actually lags quite a bit once it gets on the ground. It's just something, he even warned me, he was like, this thing, as soon as you get it off the lift, it instantly starts to lag, and it starts to lag the more you drive it around. I'm not really sure what's causing that, but definitely a really cool vehicle. Now, on the left here, you've got the scout truck, and I'm going to go ahead and try to move it away. That way when I drop this APC off the lift, it's not quite that bad. So let's see, yeah, there it goes. It's not terrible, but for some reason it gets worse as you drive it around. And I don't understand what's going on there, but I'm gonna try to show it to you the best I can. You've got a side door that pops out, and let's go ahead and climb in. Really cool looking inside. Now you got the cockpit over to the left, and to the right, this is a gun turret. Now the gun turret actually lifts itself out of the vehicle, and that's really awesome. He's got a lift designed under it. I'll try to get a view of it here in a second. Let me think how I want to do this. Guess we should go ahead and just climb in, and it's off the one key. See if I can get a view. Actually, let's do it from the cockpit. I haven't done it from here yet. So you click the button, and boom, lifts you right out. That is really, really cool looking. Now, let me see if I can get a view of the lift itself. I can somewhat see it from here. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Maybe I can activate the button when I'm outside of it. I think it's kind of hidden under there, but anyways, he's got these guns that fold out the side. Now, from the turret up here, you have complete control of it, so you can make him go from side to side. He's got one button that makes him go up, and they simply just fold right back into the body, but just really cool looking. It kind of reminds me of my, I had that UPS, apocalyptic UPS truck that had the gun turrets that folded out the side. So that's definitely cool, and oh crap. Oh, you know what, I might be stuck. Did he have another switch that opens the roof here? Let me try jumping back down here. Nope, I am definitely stuck. Let me go ahead. I hate doing this to people's creations, but I'm gonna cut the roof off here and try to get out. Sorry, Dylan, if you're watching this. I didn't mean to, maybe he did have some sort of roof hatch and I just didn't see it, but I am still stuck here. You know what? I'm gonna pop this out the top. I'll cut my way out. I'm gonna rebuild it real quick, and then I'll get right back with you guys. Alright, we are ready to drive around. Now, from the cockpit, you can control the side doors. You can control the big hatch on the front here. Let's see, the hatch is the 1 key. There we go. And the side doors, I think, are the 3 and 4 key, I believe. Now, the last key, it does open the back. You've got a little spot where you can see the engine. He's running off electric motors. They've got plenty of torque to get this thing around, because I imagine this is a heavy, heavy machine. I mean, you can see it's made completely out of metal. You've got all the extra metal pieces. The pipe, I actually think, weighs quite a bit. And he's got just an absolute maze of pipe under there. Now, as far as the lag, I don't really understand why it lags the way it does. Like, it starts off okay, and it might not look bad right now, but the more I drive around, the more it's gonna slow down, and I don't know if it's just a Scrap Mechanic thing. Maybe once the game gets a little bit more optimized, this would run a lot better. Hardware-wise, I've got fairly decent hardware, and I'm looking to upgrade soon, so maybe that will help on builds like this, I don't know. But let's drive it through this cornfield. It should have plenty of bumps, and you can really see the suspension move up and down here. always like testing these out. You know, maybe I should just create some sort of suspension test, maybe put some blocks and you can really see it work, but actually, you know what, the cornfield does a pretty good job here. Oh yeah, yep, you can see it pivoting up and down. Now, I wonder if I moved even further away from the truck, maybe this will help it a little bit. So I'm gonna pick this up and move down the road here. All right, the FPS seems a little bit better over here. So one thing I didn't show you guys, and I talked about it a bit, he's got a hatch back here that actually opens up. You can see a little bit of the engine detail. Always love seeing stuff like this in builds. When you guys send me things, it's always really nice to get like a picture with it and a little story. It just really makes me want to check that out. Sometimes people just send me just a file and like it has one word on the name and I don't even know what it is. And it gets kind of hard to filter through those. So if you ever want to send me stuff, definitely do it the way he's done it. Now let's try to take this up a hill. These electric motors, sometimes people underestimate them. I know I initially did. I used to always just use gas motors for my builds, but they have a lot of torque. You can get right over this hill. Really good. Anything that you build that's this big definitely needs them. I learned that the hard way. I know a couple of my old projects, some of the ones that I'm not quite as proud of, use like all gas motors and they don't really run that good and they don't look that good, but yeah, definitely you can see how things are evolving with the game and how people are starting to use the different parts. Now that was the solid suspension I was talking about under. You can definitely see how it tilts from left to right and back and forth. Just a really fantastic design. Just wish it ran a little better, but some of you guys, it might run really good on your machine. I don't know kind of what everybody's dealing with hardware wise, so let's go check out the truck. Alright, this is the Scout truck. He's got a really awesome design for the suspension down here. You've got the 3 big off-road suspension pieces, and then I think they call it the street piece, and it's in the front. He's got a solid axle here in the back. All these work together, and I'll give you a good view when we're driving around because it's hard to explain. It's better seen in motion, but I can give you a pretty decent view down here. I actually want to use this on one of my vehicles because this thing handles great and it doesn't seem to want to tip over unlike some of my vehicles. So everything opens up here. You've got the side door, the other button, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go. Oh, just close the roof. I want to kind of look at that engine detail real quick. That actually looks really good. Oh yeah, that's sweet looking. Wow. I'm kind of jealous of this truck. I might have to copy a couple things off it. Sure, he wouldn't mind. Might have to change up these suspension pieces. I've got that really big truck in the town, and I'd really like to see this suspension on it. But let me figure out what does what here. Okay, that's the tailgate. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Let's give it a little bit of gas. Really nice. I'm gonna try to find a really bumpy area. I think over by the fence is really bumpy. Now I'm gonna try to, getting a little bit of lag. I'm getting close to the APC. Let's drive over here. Now I'm gonna try to switch the camera around and let you guys see this suspension in work because it is awesome. You can see the 4 pieces, and I don't think I've ever seen 4 pieces before, but you can see them compressed. You can see the bars, or I think they call it like the arms, I believe. I could be completely wrong about what I'm explaining here, but you can see everything moving up and down, and like I said, it's a solid piece. Now, it does have a couple extra bearings in there that actually shimmy back and forth, and I think that's what's giving it some of its stability. But really cool design. Let's go try to find some bigger bumps here, or at least catch some good speed. And hopefully I can control the camera where you can see how awesome it is. There we go. I think we can catch some speed here. Let's try to get going. Don't want to flip it over. But I have noticed it takes a lot to flip this thing. And for how high it sets off the ground, that's absolutely amazing. Because you can see this thing is definitely not short. Now he is using metal, so you can definitely tell there's some weight, and that's why when I first saw it I was like, this thing's gonna, I wrapped around a tree here. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying, when I first saw this, I was like, man, I'm going to tip this thing over every time I turn it, and it hasn't been like that at all. So this is a fun little vehicle. I really almost want this for my off-road racetrack that I built. Having about 5 of these would be really cool to race around with your friends. Of course, that's if Scrap Mechanic allows it. Sometimes when you get multiplayer and a lot of vehicles next to each other, you tend to get a lot of lag, so let's go ahead and pull it back over here, kind of slide it in. Now, this thing actually kind of turns like it's got the suspension glitch, but it doesn't. It's just handles that good. But yeah, let's jump out, get another view of both of the creations here. I want to thank Dylan for sending me these fantastic creations. If you want to download them, the link is in the description. And like I said, if you guys ever want to send me anything, I will definitely check it out. I can't guarantee it's going to get showcased. I don't do that many viewer showcases, so maybe it will, maybe it won't, but go ahead and send it to me anyways. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and tomorrow we'll return with some Turmoil, and then I think we're going to go back around beginning of next week. We'll go back into Scrap Mechanic with probably another town update. So anyways, thank you for supporting this series, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.